Hey, say some stuff, gang.
Some
Uh,
stuff,
right.
gang.
Oh gosh,
Ah,
there we are.
Some stuff.
Hell yeah. Are we on Twitch?
Um,
Looks that way.
Yeah, it says live.
yeah.
oh, hey, we're live. Uh, Hello everyone. Let's go ahead and go into this. So welcome to Omniversal Escapades. We are your hosts for the show. I am the keeper for this adventure here. We're playing the Monster of the Week system, and we're ready to have a good time. We do have a few things I want to cover real quick. We do lines and veils. Um, the lines we do are, we don't do children in peril, we don't do depictions of gore, we don't do slavery or sit. I don't want to get Twitch on me, so like to use what's that TikTok term? You don't do SA, you get
hmm
the idea. Uh, and our veils, meaning basically just allude to them with fade to black, are also children in pale, body horror, or feces in general, which is fine. We are currently playing the game Monster of the Week set in the year 1997 in a small town off the coast of Washington State called Weston,
Just one
which
sec
is
before you go on. I forgot to tape our backup. Hold on.
okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay, there we go.
Uh,
Continue.
let's go ahead and introduce anybody who's watching who may have watched the last episode. Knows we got a new player, but let's start with this. We have Jeff, and we have Az, and then we have Jayme. Jayme, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Jayme. This is my first time playing Monster of the Week, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi,
Hey,
Hi.
Jamie.
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Um, let's go ahead and get into it. So, quick recap. We started with the group arriving via ferry to the town of Weston. They got established at the local inn, one of the few that remain after a recent earthquake that had plagued specifically just this island, um, which came out as peculiar for a lot of people, including our U.S. government. That's why we have our special agent on the scene. Uh, and we have our now remind me here because my memory is not always the best. Uh, in this case, Danny, what are you a professor of again?
English literature.
English literature.
And
All
it's
right.
community college, so whatever else they need.
Hey, nice. Yeah, you're adjunct professor at a community college. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So we kind of established the town a bit, and as we had left, the our special agent, whose name I need to bring up, I am so sorry. Uh,
Al.
Hal, yes, Hal, is helping uh, Danny go over some books that he had found. Bit of context here: the books are from a private library on the island from a man who had traveled all over the world and gathered all kinds of books. So let's go ahead and get into this. So after a while, you have gone through the papers. Are you looking for anything in particular when it comes to these images you took?
I think we're just looking, at least I am. I'm looking for anything relating to any kind of natural disaster that can be localized to a single place,
That's
hence the
yeah.
earthquakes.
That's right. Because they didn't happen on the mainland, and they seemed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they seem odd in any other way? Like, did they happen in a sort of mathematical sequence rather than geological?
Um, do me a quick favor. On that, go ahead and roll me just a plus sharp. Now,
Plus sharp.
now for our viewer and Jayme, I don't know. You said this is your first time playing it, so or one of your first times, excuse me. In this case, when I say plus sharp, you roll 2d6, you add your sharp stat, and then whatever you roll, if you do roll 1 to 6, you fail the roll. 7 to 9 is a mixed success, which means you succeed, but something else may happen or may not happen the way you want it to. And anything above a 9 is a success, just flat out success.
Do you want us both to roll that, or just Jeff?
Whoever wants to take the lead on that, that's fine. Or if you both want to roll, that's fine. Because you may be looking for two different things.
Because I rolled a dirty 12.
Hell yeah.
Jeez. All right. For your plus sharp, are you trying to find the same thing, or are you looking for something in particular?
I think I'm just looking for any kind of historical relevancy of like, has this sort of thing happened before anywhere else? What caused it? What was this? What was that?
So with your dirty 20, that's really good 20. Not 20, 12. Sorry, I played Pathfinder last night. Excuse me. With your 12, you will find some legends. There are all kinds of stuff. Many legends about creatures starting just localized earthquakes. What's weird in the American I don't know the proper term here that I'm trying to think of, but like the term for American like myths and legends, there's nothing
Folklore.
Folklore, thank you. In American folklore, there's not a lot that can cause localized earthquakes. So that does come out as particular and peculiar. Now you will have heard of others, of course, but like they're legends of dragons causing earthquakes. There are all kinds of creatures, but not specifically anything that is done in American folklore.
Mm.
And I'm sure someone, like, if they watch this video, will roast me in the comments later and tell me I'm wrong. There's some Velociforus creature that causes earthquakes. I don't know about them, guys. Give me a break.
I feel like I would have heard about an earthquake causing creature.
There's got to be a Pokemon at least.
Yeah.
Like a side note here, there is literally a Pokemon based off of a mythological dragon that caused earthquakes. So like that is a thing in like Japanese mythology, and I think there's some in Middle Eastern mythology. I don't know of any of in American mythologies. So
That makes sense, yeah.
Native American folklore, excuse me. I am not aware of any. That doesn't mean there isn't any though.
All right, so I'm from that. I'm just getting that there's nothing really recorded in the Americas as something that can do that.
Yes, as far as you're aware, there's nothing in the Americas that can cause localized earthquakes.
And I rolled the more studying the data from the government or whatever. I got a 7.
And you're trying to pick out like,
is there any obvious stuff that shows that it's not natural, or at least natural in the way we understand?
Give me 1 second. Hal, did you share your geological survey information with him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Here's what would show as a phenomenon rather than a naturally occurring, albeit local earthquake, is that it was initially just regular tectonic movement, right? And then it just was a sharp increase like that. Just very sudden increase in tectonic movement. Not normally, like I'm not a geologist, so once again I'll get roasted in like comments later for this. But from what I have read, it's never just a bit on the Richter scale and then like this. It doesn't go up suddenly. It's a process for the most part. You would think growing up in a state that had earthquakes, I would know more, but that's life.
So
but
it
yeah,
could theoretically be a rare geological process, but as far as Danny knows, there's no way.
Yeah, it could be a rare. Just from an outsider's perspective, this seems extremely peculiar. Because it's just it based off the Richter scale, it just seems like it came out of nowhere.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say, I think we're looking at some folklore, supernatural business here, because there's nothing in the science that I can tell.
It would seem that we are also dealing with some sort of foreign entity, as I couldn't find any matches to folklore from the Americas.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you think
Perhaps
that would have come
some
up.
kind of creature has been displaced here.
Oh, you mean like pushed out of another part of the world and came here?
That's one theory.
Interesting. So then I guess one of our next steps would be to see if anything supernatural has changed overseas.
I suppose so. I may have a move that could help us with that.
What's that?
It's called Diane 7:30 a.m. I have an important contact back at the home offices. I get to name them, and I can contact them for info. Roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, I get an answer to my question, no problem. On a 7 to 9, you choose they're either busy and can't help, or they answer but you owe a favor. On a miss, your question causes trouble.
All right, go ahead and roll.
All right. So that is plus sharp. All right, so that's going to be a 10. Cool.
Okay, success.
So my contact at home is named Walter.
Okay.
Yeah, write that down. And Walter is basically, I'm the field agent and he's the desk jockey.
Mm-hmm.
That's our relationship. So I'll call him up and go, Walter, I need you to look into international affairs for me. Has there been any sort of displacement of the supernatural variety, perhaps of a seismic variety, if you catch my drift?
Yeah, let me look into this. I think I know some fellows who know a thing or two about like Japanese yokai or yokai or whatever they are, and they might know something. Hold on, give me 1 second. And he's gonna put you on hold. It's just a silent hold for about 5 minutes. And they're kind of like, all right. So I reached out to a fella, and he said there's this thing called the Namazu. See, it's a gigantic catfish that lives beneath the earth or the mud, and they cause earthquakes.
And that was Yamazu, you said?
Namazu.
Namazu. All right. Interesting. Thank you, Walter. Perhaps I'll call again if I need more information, but this has been fantastic. Thank you.
No problem. You got it. Hey, we still doing poker on Tuesday?
Well, I am across the country from you, Walter, so I'm not sure I'll be back by that point.
I know, like I get it, but like you said that last Tuesday.
Walter, I promise the moment I get back, we will play a game of poker.
All right. I'll let the missus know. All right, you have a good one, huh?
You too, Walter.
Oh, my character just evolve into like northeastern stereotypes, I guess. All right.
Mr. Eastman, that was my contact, Walter, back at Quantico. He informed me of a certain underground subterranean catfish-like creature that we could be dealing with here.
Oh, Namazu.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
I think I read a short story about it once.
It's quite fascinating.
All right. Oh, and also, we didn't define her capabilities, but my dead wife. What did I call it? I think I changed her name.
Without context, that sounds weird. I'm just gonna say it.
It was supposed to be Jenny, but I think I called her Kelly. I'm gonna change that up in episode 1. So I'm like,
you really don't want to get your dead wife's name wrong.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
She'll never let you live it down or unlive it down. Excuse me.
So we haven't figured out her capabilities. She's invisible. She can go through walls. Nobody else can see or hear her. But if she knew something about Namazu, or if something had changed recently big in the spirit world, she might tell me, because she'll take any opportunity to interact with me in the physical world.
Okay. So, we're currently at the diner that as has named. 1 second. I have it right here.
Oh, and
The black
canonically, I did tell her to try not to talk to me while I'm in public.
Gotcha. It's the Black Diamond Diner. That's where you're at currently. And she's giving me like Namazu? What's Namazu?
I write quickly in the margins of whatever's in front of me. Um, is it important?
I I mean, I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Is the Namazu important?
Okay, I'll say hold on, or I write hold on, and I'm like, Hal, would you excuse me?
Of course.
Okay, I go to the restroom and stand in the urinal and chat with her.
She's
Awesome.
Honey,
Uh,
how are you?
well, I'm a little bored in the afterlife. Well, I guess I'm not in the afterlife. I'm in between existence and non-existence, and that gets kind of boring after a while.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
did you know anything you needed to share with me, or did you just want to chat?
Before we begin, what was she prior to her death? Like, what did she do?
She studied multi-dimensional science, so they were doing experiments with like trying to break down the walls between this dimension and others.
All right. I was like, well, I mean, you know, as a scientist, I don't think there's such a thing as a mudfish, catfish causing earthquakes. That seems a bit far fetched, I think.
Well, according to this guy's source, one of them left Japan recently. Or no, is that what he said? No. Well, according to this guy, one of them lived, or more than one. I don't know. I'll have to look into it more. It might have nothing to do with this mystery, but if you hear anybody out there talking about how a big earthquake causing thing left, that might be interesting news.
All right. I guess I'll go listening around town since no one can see me.
You're the best, Kelly. Thanks a lot.
Mm. Uh, what are you doing at this time while he's talking? Well, if you were walking to the bathroom, he'd be talking to himself in the stall.
I think I'm just enjoying my coffee and pie.
Some good coffee and pie.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's go ahead and skip ahead just a bit, unless there's anything more you two wanted to do.
He realizes he has to pee, so he does it anyway.
Hey, you know what? Hold up. Before we proceed, I just want to point out that almost never happens in an RPG in general. So I appreciate the simulation here. Thank you. No one's just like, all right, Rogers rolled a nat 20 and killed the bad guy, but hold on, I need to use the bathroom. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Are you wanting to do anything else before we skip a bit?
Nope, that's it.
I'm good.
All right. You both part ways. Let me just ask you both real quick. Since you're parting ways, Jeff, what is the first thing that what are you going to do at this time? Nice.
I guess I'll just amble around town, get to know the geography.
Okay. And I'm gonna start using character names because I need to be better at doing that. Hal, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna head to that library and try and look up any information I can about Namazu. Is that what it was?
Namazu is
Namazu.
yeah. As you arrive, I'm gonna get to you in a second. Here in a second, Jeff. Just to let you know. But as you arrive, Janice, the librarian, which has been mentioned by Danny, is currently locking up for the day. She's leaving the library.
Gotcha. Okay. Hello there, ma'am. Done for the day already?
Yeah, it's we close at 6. I'm sorry, but we do open at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If you need to check out any books.
7 tomorrow. Interesting. Thank you very much. But before you go, I'm sorry to bother. Do you happen to know of a creature known as Namazu?
The Japanese spirit catfish. I don't know a
Yes.
lot of. I mean, I know about that. I don't know much beyond it.
Do you just happen to know if you have any interesting literature about it?
Yeah, I think so. We have the Mr. Newman has been all over the world, including parts of Japan. So
Listen,
I mean,
I'll shoot straight with you. I believe that the earthquakes felt by this island recently were caused by Namazu. If you have any information in the library, I would greatly appreciate being able to access it before tomorrow.
go ahead and give me a manipulate somebody roll.
Okay. Oof, that's a 3. Wait,
Go ahead.
manipulate somebody is. Oh, that's actually a 2 because I have -1 charm.
All right. For our viewers and well, for anyone really, if you roll and you roll under 6, not only do you fail, but you do get to mark experience. So good news.
Yep.
It's like, I'm sorry, sir. I am afraid I can't do it any sooner than tomorrow. I have plans tonight.
Understandable. I will see you tomorrow at 7 then.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and we're gonna cut to Danny real quick. Danny, you're ambling around town. As you are walking, you start hearing what sounds like the scream of a person in the distance.
Okay, he freezes and he looks around to see if his wife is around.
She currently is not.
Are there any authority figures in sight?
Second. Give me a plus sharp. Just straight plus sharp.
Oh, and I've been walking around the town, so maybe I've come across the cop shop. I got a 5 + 2 for sharp, so 7.
You notice that there is a like police officer, but just as you hear the scream at that moment, they walked into the into the local bar. So you could probably tell that they didn't hear it at that moment.
Okay, I will run over there and try to get the person's attention.
All right, let me think of a name here. All right, as you approach the gentleman walking into the bar, what is the first thing you do at that moment?
I guess I just look for a uniform or whoever I saw before that. I'm frantic. I really don't want to chase a bad guy without any weapons on my own.
You will see in uniform officer standing at the bar currently.
Officer, someone's screaming outside.
He's going to reach for his gun and start running out the door, running towards you. Obviously, not in a violent manner. And he's like, "What way?"
I'll hold the door open and then follow him out and point in the general direction that I heard it.
All right. So as you run towards it, it does lead
I'm
towards
well
the
behind the officer, by the way, like 10 paces or so.
Gotcha. As you arrive, as you are falling behind him, he ducks behind an alley where the screen came from. And what you will see in front of you at this very moment, the best way to describe it would be imagine, if you will, a quadrupedal wolf the size of a horse with what looks like I'm trying to remember the name of this creature off the top of my head. They have quills. I'm forgetting the name of the real life animal, which once again I'll be roasted for later.
Porcupine?
Thank you.
Or
I could not
hedgehog.
remember the word. No, porcupine. You got it. They have on their back what looks like porcupine needles on their back. And as it growls, the porcupine needles move to the vibration of the growl. And at this moment, there's somebody on the ground what looks like injured. And you've got this huge wolf staring down at you and the officer.
Okay. I like pull my head back around and lean against the back of the wall and like pant, from the exertion. And I go, Kelly, can you do anything here?
And and when she'll like appear next to you through the wall, and she'll like, that's not something from, that's not a supernatural thing.
Okay, so I'll use Occam's broadsword, which is one of my abilities. When you first encounter something strange, you may ask the keeper what sort of thing it is. They will tell you if it or the cause is natural, an unnatural creature, a weird phenomenon, or a person. You gain +1 forward dealing with it. So yeah, what you just said could stand in for that it's physical and not supernatural. And then I get +1 forward dealing with it.
Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and resolve it as that. To the information you have received is that as far as Kelly is concerned, this is not of the same supernatural sort she is.
Okay. I'll peek back around the corner. What's going on?
We're gonna get to you in just a moment. We're gonna switch scenes one more time. We're gonna go earlier in the day. Arriving in the island behind the rest of this group so far, Jayme, you have arrived to the town of Weston. Now, go ahead and describe your character for me real quick. Hey, Jayme, I think your audio's out.
That would help. Okay, my character is Doc Rafi, short for Raphael. Would you like a character description to start out with?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. He's a white male, aged somewhere between like a rough 30 and like a health conscious 50. He is tall and lanky, kind of like built like a scarecrow. Speaks with kind of an obscure accent that's hard to place, like maybe Swedish or German, something like that. And he dresses like a 70s businessman out on Sunday, kind of like impeccable but out of date.
Gotcha.
Oh, and he carries like a big, heavy, old-fashioned medicine bag, like doctor bag, like a cartoon doctor.
Right, and I'm imagining the suit just made out of corduroy. I don't know why. It just said fashionable but out of date, so
absolutely, yeah,
corduroy
like
suit, yeah,
brown corduroy pants and everything.
Right. Maybe bell bottoms. No, all right, all right. You see two people who have walked out ahead of you. They're going off their own directions. One of them very much looks like that they don't belong here because they're suited up the whole nine. You have come here because while you're no longer in talks with your old contacts like you used to be, you have heard things on the wind, so to speak, that something is going down. Something big is going down. So you've arrived at Weston to figure out what's going on. Now, when you arrive on it, what is the first thing that he does? Rafi does, excuse me.
I think the first thing he would do is, and he would intend to like check into a hotel and like pick up a local paper just to see if there's any weird stories.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
Oh, I mean, that'd be it. Like, check in, get a paper, maybe, have lunch, like browse the local, just looking for anything out of the ordinary to match up with kind of the rumors that he's heard.
All right. You will arrive at the, it's going to say Sunshine Inn, but there'll be an X through it that says Sunset Inn. Right.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk in, you will find what looks like an empty lobby, but you do see like a TV in the background. And it is playing currently a documentary, what looks like maybe something from a cryptid documentary. And that's currently what you see as you walk into the lobby.
And is there anyone behind the counter?
Not that you can see currently, but there is a bell, the ring for service bell.
Okay, I'd like to go up and I'll hit the bell and then kind of keep an eye on the documentary to see if there's anything interesting while I wait.
Well, you won't have to wait very long, but that is actually an interesting note. As you look at the documentary, it is mentioning something called the how do I put it? The Porca Hound. No, that's a bad name. I don't like that at all. I should have thought of a better name. The hedge wolf. We'll call it the hedge wolf. And in the video, it looks like probably a man in a suit. It looks like a quadrupedal man wearing a werewolf costume that also happens to have like quills on the back of it. As you are standing there, just kind of glancing at, seeing this like one scene, a little young child, probably no older than 8, will kind of pop up above the desk on a stool and like, "Hello, welcome to the Sunset Inn. How can I help you?"
Rafi kind of chuckles and he's like, "Well, hello there. Is your parents around or are you maintaining the inn today?"
Dad's not feeling well, Mom's at work, so I'm running the hotel.
Oh, they must be very proud of you.
I mean, Dad is. He's gonna pull out a book. It's like, do you want a room?
Yes, please. Could I book in advance for a few days?
Yeah. You're just gonna open up the ledger, just sign here with your information.
I reach across and I sign it. Just, yeah,
All right. He's gonna have the key that says 2C.
2C. I'm writing that down so I don't forget my room.
I've already forgotten mine.
It's like, if you need anything, let me know. We serve breakfast at 6 a.m. And if you see a guy in a chair on a ventilator, that's just my dad. Don't mind him. Yeah. And if you need anything, let me know. I got extra towels if you need them.
Thank you, child. I hope your father is feeling better.
Thank you.
I guess I'll go off to my room, get checked in.
All right. On the way there, you're able to go ahead and there's a newspaper stand, so you can go ahead and just get the newspaper. And what you're reading kind of confirms some of what you've heard already in the aspect that a localized earthquake has happened here. And unfortunately, many buildings, like local businesses and houses, have been destroyed. And then like there's even as a part of the report that they've been like contacted Tacoma to see if they knew if they had any readings on their side, and they said they had basically nothing.
And does it mention any local fatalities or just buildings being destroyed, like property damage?
There unfortunately was some fatalities. All right. What are you up to?
That begs the question, are there any people still in the hospital?
We'll say that there are, as per the paper, at least 4 hospitalized as we speak.
Mm.
So what is what is Rafi going to do at this point?
I think Rafi would. Is there maybe like a town hall or something that would have like records of the town's history?
Yes, there's a town hall. Interesting note about this game, by the way. Within reason, if you want a building to exist, you can just say with it. Like you can't say it's got like 4 Circuit Cities. I'm just saying that because they're out of business. Don't come at me, whoever owns Circuit City. Fantasy Circuit City. So within reason, if you like, the town has its own electronics part store, that's fine. So I will establish there's a town hall. There we go. But yes, there is a town hall.
Well, if possible, I'd like to go check out, like maybe see if there's any like history that maybe the whoever is like writing these articles today might not know that there's like an ancient history of earthquakes in the area or something like that, or like legends, that kind of thing.
Okay. So you're gonna go over old town documents for that. Let's treat this as a roll over time situation. Go ahead and give me a plus sharp roll in this case. So I got your character right here.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and roll plus sharp. It's 2d6 and then -1 because your sharp is -1.
Okay. Well, I have 8 total with the -1.
Okay. So with that roll, you're going over these documents. It's been a few hours. As you're going over the history, while there have been earthquakes like this before, it is to differentiate what you know. This is the first time it's been localized to the island. You will not generally find this. You will not find this happening prior.
Okay.
I just remembered, out of character, I just remembered there's an ordnance depot on an island it's in the Hood Canal, which is sort of near the ocean here in Washington State. Wait, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure and it doesn't matter. And so that might register as an earthquake on an island if it went off, but and it would also explain all the government personnel around the area. Maybe it's a magical nuclear bomb.
Ooh.
I will say this real quick, Jayme, and you'll just come across this in general. Back in the 70s, a geological survey site opened on the island from the government. Just to let you know. But that's I just wanted to say that. Also, for any viewers out there, I have even though I base this out of Washington, which I will explain in maybe one of these like in between episodes that are not regular episodes. I have never been to Washington. So Jeff will call me out anytime I'm wrong about the state of Washington. And he's encouraged to do so. So if there's a depot off of the coast, like, all right, cool, I could add that. I wouldn't know about it otherwise. And apparently know of like 3 cities. I only know of 3 cities out of Washington State offhand. So the campaign that this one's vaguely based off of actually happened in Southern California, and it switched locations. So I thought it'd be interesting.
I haven't been to Washington either, but I have seen several Twilight movies.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a blue filter over everything there.
Exactly right. The blue filter off everything, and apparently everyone just looks good.
Yeah.
Something about the rain just preserves the people of Washington State. So
you like cross the border and you instantly get better looking.
Right.
Like,
It's the blue filter.
The girl from Pitch Perfect is there.
Right. Hey, that's fine. Sorry, I'm laughing eternally. But yeah, no, that was a good one. But yeah, so to our viewer, if I get something wrong about Washington, feel free to call me out. Like I chose it mostly for ambiance and because I wanted something kind of foggy and misty that wasn't like on the East Coast, because everything foggy and misty is on the East Coast. No offense, but
no, it's true.
Yeah, just like, oh, you want fog and mist? Go to Maine. Ooh,
you got Salem over here. Ooh.
Right. You got your choices. I was like, I want to do something different. Nothing like that is normally done.
We've got Secaucus, New Jersey. Ooh.
Don't be afraid. There's Newark.
The horrors of Hoboken.
The beast of Cinnamonson Township.
We gotta write these down for the next campaign.
Right. The fears of Hoboken.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll tell you a little bit about the fears of Hoboken.
I know. I don't want to trash on New Jersey so much, so I'll write an original horror story involving evil clowns somewhere in Maine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And maybe like he's like in a sewer. He's a sewer clown.
There you go. Because everyone's scared of the sewer, so we'll just make it. It'll make a sewer clown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete.
But he floats down there.
Right. Completely original character. Do not steal. TM. All right. All right. So, Jayme. There we go. No, Rafi. I didn't start referring to characters. This is going to be my flaw in the campaign: is referring by character names. Rafi. It's gotten a bit dark. It's probably about 6. They're closing City Hall. As you are leaving, you will see what looks like a skulking creature in the distance heading towards one of the back alleyways.
I'd like to grab my trusty doctor's bag and head after it.
Okay. As you rear the corner, as you turn the bend, you'll see the creature from its backside attack a man and pin them to the ground, and then you hear like a blood-curdling yell coming from that moment.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Let's see here. Would it be possible for me to like attack the creature and try to distract it from attacking this poor fellow? If he still looks alive, for sure, I would try to draw it off him.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go into combat. Now, combat works unlike a lot of games I have played prior to this one. It's reactionary. In this case, you just say what you're going to do, and then I do damage based on how you roll or what you do. All right. So there's no initiative, basically. To use some like Dungeons and Dragons as an example. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into combat real quick. So you currently got it's back to you. What are you going to do at this moment?
So it's quills. They're kind of like they're all pointed back towards me, right?
Yes.
I think I would like try to circle around to the side. So I'm like kind of like at its side, so the swords aren't right targeted towards me, and then just start like I'm going to like pop open my little doctor's bag and like bust out like this kind of like golden scalpel and just try to thrust the scalpel like between the spines, get in there and like stab at it.
Okay.
And say, get off him, you foul creature.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead, and what we're going to do is do a kick some ass roll. What you do is you roll 2d6, add your tough score.
Okay. Okay, so 9 total.
9 total? Cool. So on a 7 plus, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm upon each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. It usually means you inflict the damage harm rating of your weapon, and the enemy does the same to you, basically. If you roll a 10, there's an additional ability. But in this case, you do just hit. So your weapon, let me pull it up here.
It's the 5. I mean, it's the 5 demon bag, but I think we talked about kind of like treating like the scalpel as a part of that.
Right.
Just so I'm not like clubbing something with a doctor bag, which that'd work too. But
that would be a surprisingly interesting weapon, to be honest. Just hitting people with like a leather bag full of utensils. That's wild.
Like an outraged old lady.
Yeah.
It's the
Mhm.
granny from Looney Tunes.
Sure.
It sounds like something out of like a Monty Python, to be honest. Like if I made the track slightly, they had a whole sketch about like a group of roving grannies just beating the shit out of people with their bags. It very much comes off like that. Um. All right. Yeah. So all right. So you go ahead and you hit down on it. It does 3 harm. At that moment, it's going to whip its head and send a quill at you. You will take 1 harm.
Somebody's making a big noise. Does anyone know what that might be? It just stopped.
Is it cool? It was me. I fixed it.
Okay, cool.
So that was 1 harm, you said?
Yeah, 1 harm.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, as you attack at it with your scalpel, it's going to like whip its head and then send a quill at you. At that moment, an officer will round the bend, and he's going to take a shot at the creature, and it looks largely ineffective at this moment. And that's where the two scenes kind of converge at this very moment. Danny, as you look over a bit, you will see what looks like somebody from the 70s, a well-dressed man from the 70s, is currently fighting off this weird creature with the officer that you are following. The creature does not currently see you. I'll just let you know that now.
Okay, so in my history, there's a thing about you go around the group and find out if you have relations to any of these people. And one just happened, me and Az were investigating separate mysteries. But these are, we could think about this. One is, in your researches, you found accounts of them, but way older than they appear. One's a relative. I don't think we're relatives. They were involved in a supernatural event similar to my first encounter. My first encounter was after my wife died. I kind of fell apart. I went into a church and I was never religious and I was about to pray for guidance, and then my wife showed up next to me. And she's been annoying me ever since. Let's see. You figured out a supernatural or weird secret they keep. You're both veterans of a therapy or support group or treatment program. Some creature or force is stalking them. Then decide if I'm told about it or if I'm unaware. Or they found their pet when it went missing. Do any of those sound interesting?
Like me?
Yeah.
I like. I think the one where I'm much older than I should be could work.
Cool. So you've time traveled or something weird.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of. Dean, I'm not sure. Like, how much of like my character backstory should I give the other players? Like, I'm good either way. I just want to make sure first.
I think. Oh, go ahead. You're the keeper.
It's all good. As far as that goes, I would like some for the viewer's sake, some of it I would like to explore in the game. So after this, we can go over a bit more background if you want to explain to the other players some of it. I think if you wanted to kind of help make that fit, if you wanted to have a prior relationship with Danny, we can take that same option but kind of reverse it. Your character is somewhat ageless, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So instead of saying older than they remember, it's you look exactly the same as he remembers.
I like that a lot.
Cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Sort of a Doctor Who situation. I'm like, that guy looks familiar. What the hell?
Yeah, you may not have seen him in a while, but he looks basically the same as he did last time you saw him.
Okay, so this will help me decide what to do. I look to my left where Kelly is, and I'm like, do you recognize that guy?
Didn't we go to a few parties with them back in the 70s?
Huh, that's interesting. Where did we go to college? I'm going to say Kent State.
All right, second, so I know what the hell I'm talking
That's
about.
in Ohio, I believe.
Okay.
And I'll say, yeah, Kent State. Wasn't he like a visiting lecturer?
I have to ask. Got to keep it going. Rafi, would your character have been a lecturer back in, let's say, the 70s?
Yeah, I could see that. Like maybe he did some kind of like medieval medicine kind of a lecture or something like that.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, we can't remember exactly what he did, but we remember he was a lecturer.
I was like, yeah, I think he was a lecturer about medicine.
Oh, okay. So I'm bored by that topic, so I'll be like, I hope he takes care of this monster. Is there any way I can help?
I love that your character is bored in the context of a giant porcupine monster brawl.
Right.
Oh, he'll just say, "Can you do anything?" to Kelly.
I
Scare
just
it off.
I just like the idea. It's like, oh man, there's this wolf porcupine creature attacking somebody the size of a horse. I mean, yeah, but I'm kind of bored about this guy that I met like 30 years ago.
So for context here, I have martial arts, but I don't want to get anywhere near those spines. So I asked Kelly if there's anything she can do.
Well, Kelly's gonna just be like move her hand through the wall and just like I don't think I can do anything at this moment.
Could you spook it?
I guess I can try. All right, so here's what we'll do. For simplicity's sake, because it's not like I have a character sheet for her, although maybe I should consider that. I'm gonna have you roll a manipulate someone for the purposes of intimidation, and go ahead and use your stat for that, which is plus charm.
Gotcha. +1. That's a 7.
Okay. 1 second. Sorry, everyone. I am always tired. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. It's a mixed success. Between the scalpel to the side, between the quills, the gun, well, the loud noise from the gun, and the ghost appearing to this creature, it's going to like hightail it out of here. But it will take do a needle spray in a general cone. Jeff, since you're still kind of hiding behind the wall, I think you'll be fine. But Jayme, you will take an additional harm, and so will the NPC that was assisting.
Okay.
I think the correct response is ow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the officer's like, what the hell is that? Who the hell are you? Where the hell did it go? What's going on?
Okay, I come around the corner and I'm like puffing like I was out of breath, and I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness! I scared it off."
I'm sorry, Jeff. Did you say your character scared it off?
Yeah, because he's not sure if anybody saw it, so he's just gonna take credit for it.
Rafi kind of puffs up and he's like, "Oh, well, how fortunate for all of us then."
Yeah, did the other people see my wife?
No.
Okay.
There's a very specific reason for that, but no. But yeah, no one else saw your wife at the moment.
Okay, I'll help the person up that fell down.
All right, they got some scratches and marks on them currently, and the officer's gonna like, all right, nobody move. What just happened? Who are you? Is gonna point at Rafi. Who are you? Gonna point at Danny. Who are you? What the hell was that?
Is the guy hurt on the ground?
He is hurt, yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore the cop and tend to his medical needs.
All right. That seems like a good place. I'm gonna try and always do an intermission every session, just in case people need the bathroom. So let's go ahead and take 5. Be back in 5 minutes, and then we'll go on to the next scene.
Sweet.
We'll be right back. I need to set up a splash screen or something for that. Give that to Jeff there. All right.
Heyo.
Welcome back.
Hello.
I'm back.
Yay.
Occasionally in the stream, I'm just gonna pull out a fucking thermos, I guess.
Yeah. While I was gone, I realized that I could have totally showed that lady at the library my government ID.
Yeah. You have the power known as federal agent.
Yeah.
I don't know. You rolled so bad, she might have said, I need a warrant.
I mean, yeah.
She was a cob before a cob. Oh, we're back online. We're back on the air. All right.
Oh,
cool.
should I have said something? Sorry about that.
So that's my social security number. And wait, what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can mute it during breaks like that, and then if I get a thing that says we'll be right back, I can pop that up on there.
Nice.
So,
Jayme, it's crazy that your social has so many ones in it.
I know, right? Hey, quick question. What is your mother's maiden name?
Well, that's for the Patriot.
For the Patreon exclusives.
Yeah. At the top tier, you could just fully steal my identity.
Right.
Yeah.
At $50 a month, you could just steal our identities. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Next month on the Patreon, the cast fills out this amazing account recovery questionnaire.
What street did you grow up on? Well, let me just telegraph that to the internet.
What was the name of your first pet?
Okay, for real though, it was Simba because I was like 6. All right, I'm done. All right. Excuse me. All right. So, let me check something here real quick. All right. So let's go ahead and skip some time real quick. The officer will have calmed down. Will say that he took you to the precinct, which is basically closed. Like he's the only one on duty. It's not a very big town. I'm gonna go ahead and say this: the shot that was fired from the gun will be heard. So in this case, if you want to say Hal heard it, you're welcome to it, of course.
Sure.
And in that case, everyone's huddled at the moment. Currently, the officer is tending to the wound for field dressing the wound for anybody who needs it. And it's like, okay, all right. So the gun's away. Everyone's not dying. What happened?
If you wouldn't mind, did I get a business card? Can we say I got a business card from Hal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So I'll make a quick call on the office phone to bring Hal in on this.
Cool.
So you're gonna get the front desk of the Sunshine Inn, as it stated in the yellow pages. Wait, is that copyrighted? In the red pages. Yeah. In the phone book.
I was hoping he had one of those big Mulder size cell
I
phones.
definitely do, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe in his car. I don't know.
So yeah, you get a phone on your like block cell phone via 1997. But
Yes, hello?
Yeah, Hal, we got a situation down at the town police department. There was a monster. You probably want to get down here.
Did it look anything like a catfish?
No.
I see. Well, I'll make my way there post haste.
All right, drive safe.
Cool. And I'm there, yay.
Yeah, to the power of imagination.
We're not going to have like a lengthy caught in traffic sequence.
Oh man, you're stuck in traffic. The The 95 is just blocked all the hell. No, yeah.
I'm listening to my favorite tunes on my my reel to reel.
It's the I'm not saying anymore for copyright reasons. We all know the song, but it's the non-copyrighted 1997 version of that song. Just use your imaginations. But yeah, you will eventually arrive. We'll say this is around the time that everyone's kind of patched up and the quills have been removed. I will say if you were to look at the quills, they're probably about yay big. For the audio format, that's about 6 inches, I think. I'm a little rough here at the moment. They're about 6 inches. Yeah. So yeah, when you come and they're on the desk because he insisted to put them on his desk. And it's just like, all right, what the hell is that? Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? Who the hell is everyone here?
Well, I'm just an interested bystander. I don't know about you with the doctor bag. What's your deal?
My name is Dr. Rafi. I am simply on vacation and heard some screaming in the alley. Came to provide assistance as I am a doctor. I hold up my little bag.
I feel like Hal would give a little side eye to Dr. Rafi. I feel like they know each other. I don't know how they know each other, but do we want to get into that now?
I'd be fine if you want to.
All right. What's up, Dean?
No, go ahead. Don't mind me. Continue.
So I have an interesting thing on my character history thing where it says they know about what happened in Philadelphia and why the whole thing's my fault. I feel like maybe Dr. Rafi could fit in there. Does that sound good to you?
So I know what happened in Philadelphia, and I know it's your fault, in other words?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We could explore that later.
Yeah.
So I'll just go, Rafi.
Good to see you again. And I kind of like give you a bit of a look. There's maybe some tension.
Yeah, yep. And then I'll go to the cop and give him my card. Special Agent Hal Wormholde. Please call me Hal. I'm here investigating supernatural occurrences in your small town.
Okay, so the feds are involved now. Is this like a Z-Files thing?
If you want to call it that, sure.
Yeah, because there is a show that I don't want to get issues with. Yeah, Z-Files.
Sliders? Are you talking about Sliders?
Sliders, yeah.
Hit
We're talking
show,
about Sliders.
huge hit.
Yeah.
7 seasons.
Notoriously well received and aged well show Sliders. Jokes aside, actually, I like that show. It came out.
I like Sliders. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I love White Castle.
Nice. We have our first sponsor.
Oh, hey, White Castle. Thanks for joining us.
I've never had you, but
Same.
yeah.
Same. We have no standards for how much
I'm
we
Special
like
Agent Hal Wormholde, and I'm here today to tell you about the Crave case from White Castle. 30 burgers in one briefcase. You can't beat it.
You can't beat those deals.
Rafi starts like pulling burgers out of his doctor bag.
But anyway, yeah, I'm talking to this cop. So from what I can gather, it seems like you are dealing with a largely wolf-sized beast, but it possesses the quills of a porcupine. Is that correct?
Bigger than a wolf. I would say man-sized. Isn't that right, Dean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man-sized.
What did we decide to call it before? Because it wasn't wolfupine, right?
No, that was a bad name on my part. I
think
apologize.
Our characters know. You called it a hedge wolf.
Hedge wolf. Okay. Would I know what a hedge wolf is?
You
should I roll for that?
What would say? Uh, actually, you know what? Yeah, everyone go ahead and give me 1 second. Let me pull up my stuffs here.
Yeah, so I already learned it's a physical creature, but I didn't ask if it was commonly known in media or folklore or anything like that.
How about this? Do an investigate a mystery. In this case, anybody who wants to, or in this case, just do a roll plus sharp because I can just answer it with one single question that way.
Cool. I got an 11.
Same.
Jeez.
I got a 7.
Okay. So 11. Wow. You two are rolling very well today.
It was a 9, but I have +2 sharp.
Jeez.
We're a smart
Nice.
party.
Okay, so I will say this. All of you recall at one point as you're walking into the town, there was a sign towards the entrance of the town that showed what looked like cartoonish versions of local cryptids. And on that was this like man-sized wolf with quills. Jayme, I'm going to give you this just because of your 7. You also recall that there was a brief documentary about it in the hotel that was being played in the background when you met the young lad.
Nice.
Cool. Well, could this perhaps be the famed hedge wolf?
Yeah,
The
it's
cops
on your
can-
sign. I would have thought you would have heard about it.
The Cox? What am I doing?
Yeah,
Look
Officer
out.
Cox.
The cop is going to stare at you two and like that. I mean, until today, I didn't think the hedge wolf was real. It's like Bigfoot or,
Oh, I assure you, it's very real.
well, I know that now.
Well, yeah,
You-
if we look at those wounds on the doctor, we could learn a little bit more probably. Didn't you get hit
I
by
am-
one of those needles?
I am afraid so. It put a hole into my favorite suit. I kind of like pull back my corduroy jacket and reveal like a puncture wound in my forearm.
Ooh, I have a corduroy jacket at home, and I'm like, ooh, that's never gonna be right.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a
It's-
tragedy.
Yeah, it's a very fine suit. It's unfortunate you'll never be able to get that repaired. But yeah, I didn't think the hedge wolf was real. I mean, I saw the documentary as a kid, like everybody else did, but well, everyone else here, I'm sure, never left the island. But we always thought it was just kids' tales, like the boogeyman.
I believe you'll find that a lot of children's tales do have some truth to them.
All right, well, this is going to be a lot to process.
God, I was
So what-
struggling so hard to think of a kid's tale that I could then like use as the basis for a joke. And man, the crickets inside my head, tumbleweed.
Nice.
I wanted to make some comment about the time we had to hunt down Santa Claus, but I figured it'd be in bad taste.
Why'd you hunt down Santa Claus? He is way overdue to pay his
Demon.
taxes.
He's a demon.
Demon.
It's the Demon Registration Act of 1996. They had to
Yeah.
track him
Right.
down.
If you rearrange the letters in Santa,
If you rearrange the words in Santa, it's Stan.
Mm.
Just with 2 A's.
So I want to inspect the quills on the desk and maybe investigate a mystery, if that's okay.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll.
All right. That's going to be a 9. So I believe I get one question, right?
7 and 9, hold 1. Yep.
Okay. I suppose where did it go would be a good question.
Where the hedge wolf went.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, by staring at this, you'll see like some greenery on it. if you had a guess based off of that, he probably like left into the forestry outside of town, which would be about north of town.
Okay. Perhaps if we are looking to, let's say, bring this creature in for questioning, and he does like big air quotes around that.
Like this may be turned audio on point, but for reference, wink.
Yes, yeah.
Questioning, wink.
Perhaps we should start in the woods north of town.
The cops are like, can we even kill the thing? Like, how do you kill a cryptid?
Okay, this is way too early in the cryptid hunting process to just like blue sky questions and things. I mean, we're going to have to sit down and Officer Cox, have you done this kind of thing before?
Well, I'm Officer Lawrence.
Lawrence. Sorry. Who's Officer? Yeah.
You'll have,
that's the rare no but form of improv.
right.
I have the
that
answer.
was just it.
He's a TV detective that solves cryptid crimes, and so that was my subtle way of getting under the cop's skin.
I see your yes ad to go no but.
I see your yes ad and say hell no.
Yeah. Come at me, Jeff. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
Podcast fight.
Okay, so Danny says that thing about Officer Cox. The guy snaps back, and he says, "Right, Lawrence, have you hunted a cryptid before?"
I mean, not in a legitimate capacity. I as a kid, you hunt cryptids. Go after Bigfoot, fight the Jersey Devil or whatever. But like I've never legitimately hunted a cryptid before.
I'll look over at Hal.
Well, there's no time like the present.
All right,
Okay.
Officer Lawrence, it looks like you're joining our merry band of monster hunters.
I feel like in this particular situation, you could definitely tell that he is not down for that. He does not want to do it. So I will need to manipulate somebody to do that.
It's not
Let's
that
see.
important to Danny. He doesn't really care one way or the other.
I have a -1 charm. Let's go. That's gonna be a 5. I'll go ahead and mark experience.
Yeah. What about Dr. Rafi or our NC?
Would it be okay if I try to follow up the failure with me then trying to settle him down?
Here's what we'll do. I'll be kind. Go ahead and Rafi roll to manipulate somebody. And what I would normally do in this situation is give you advantage because someone's assisting you, but because of a 5, no.
Wait, can I say what my failure looks like in that sense?
Please do.
Because I just had like a really funny thought of like Hal just starts going, "Welcome to the team, my friend," and he like pulls his revolver out of his pocket and just starts handing it to the cop, and he's like, "Whoa, buddy, put that shit away."
So one thing I was thinking of is Rafi has the move Soothe, where I can talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice. I can try to calm them down, blocking any panic, anger, or other negative emotions they have. And it works even if the thing that freaked them out is still present. So I was wondering if maybe I could try to just talk in a soothing, like kind of bedside manner and calm them down to see if, and just be like, well, I mean, we could use a local policeman who knows of local rules and regulations. Obviously, we need a little help with that. And I kind of point at the agent who just tried to pull a gun at a police station. We could use someone with your expertise.
All right, yeah. Let's go ahead and calm him down. I think this would remove like any form of hostility he may have at the situation. So go ahead and just roll a flat manipulate someone.
Okay. So that'd be 2d6 plus 1.
I like that
Plus-
Hal's version of of deputizing someone is to hand him an official weapon.
Yeah,
It's
Oh.
the 90s.
it's a move that says you're gonna need this.
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't assume that the cop already had a firearm, but
So I just rolled a 12 plus 1 for my.
No, that's
Oh, I'm
that was
sorry.
You
No, no,
soothed
you're
him right
good.
into the club.
yeah. It's just like, all right, let me roll up an NPC for you guys to roll with.
yeah.
Okay, on a 12 plus, no, they do what they want right now, but they become your ally for the rest of the mystery.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's like, all right, yeah, okay, I'm in. Sure, let me go get my shotgun.
sweet.
Go ahead.
Oh, and I just wanted to say that Halford and Danny, you two would have noticed that just during the moments where I was like speaking in like kind of like a weirdly soothing tone, my eyes kind of like glowed a little like golden just for a moment, and then it went back to normal.
And I just lean over and go, "Did you catch that, Mr. Eastman?"
Yeah, I especially liked when you tried to recruit a cop by giving him another gun. Is that normal federal procedure?
When you work in the Z files, things are done a little differently.
Oh, that's a real thing? I thought that was just
You-
TV.
You have to kind of fly by the seat of your pants in my department.
I mean, if he doesn't want it, can I take it?
Do you not already have a weapon, Mr. Eastman?
I'm a college
Well, he would
instructor.
also have one.
I'm a college instructor.
I do just want to make a joke, and this is a throwback, so I apologize for anybody who wasn't there. But this is basically Az's different version of "What are you, a cop?"
Yeah, yep.
I'm like, I'm a teacher, man. What do I need a gun for?
So on your character sheet, out of character, Jeff, what weapons does it say that you have?
Oh, I have martial arts training.
Okay.
Uh,
If I give Jeff a gun, do I have to get rid of one of my guns?
yeah, I feel like you would have to remove it off your character sheet, in order to do so.
See, what Dean's failing to recognize is that in this universe, every federal agent has a briefcase full of extra guns in his trunk that he
You know
gives
what?
out to deputize new cops.
yeah. It's just in the trunk of his car. It's just like a bunch of 32 revolvers. Just like, all right, that's one for you and one for you.
All right,
one.
you know what? I'm willing to give Jeff my revolver if I can order another one from Quantico.
No, here's what I'll do. I'll be nice. In this particular case, you don't have to give up your gun because whenever the officer comes back, he's going to hand Mr. Eastman a gun.
Okay.
It's just like, all right, I guess I'm deputizing you for this one thing.
The monster.
Congratulations.
Cool. Yeah, I'll act like I know anything about guns and then put it under my waistband behind me.
Okay.
Like a cool guy from TV.
Hmm.
Does it go off? Wait,
Uh,
when you tuck it in your
I'm gonna quietly reach over and just like put on the safety.
there you go. This is going to be weird, but hold on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Wouldn't want you to shoot your butt cheek off.
And his officer's like, maybe we should rest before we go after him.
Well, it is
Or are you-
evening. We could have a sort of get to know you drink down at the local watering hole.
I mean, I'll look. You three obviously know what you're doing. If we're gonna go tonight, we can go tonight. It just.
Well, we know it comes out during the day, so I don't think we need to worry about getting it at night. We could wait till tomorrow.
Whatever you all are comfortable with, I would be more than happy to comply.
What about the injured guy? Is he here?
He is currently in a cell. It's not locked. It's just, there's a bed there.
Gotcha.
Just love the idea that we would lock him in a cell.
Is
Listen,
he
man, you're
guilty
here
of
for
something?
questioning.
Is he
He's
guilty
like,
of
I
something?
need medical attention.
Or is it just to get him out of the way while we
Tell it
chat?
to the judge, pal.
No, he literally placed it there. Like when you first arrived, he checked over his wounds first and like field dressed him, cleaned him up first, and just left him on the bed so that he can recuperate on the bed.
Gotcha.
It's not locked, although it is funny the idea, just like, all right, try to serve your time for being attacked by a cryptid.
Okay, so this silly interlude helped me think of why I cared. I'm like, do you think we should lock him in just in case? And then I look over at, did the two of you get hit by needles as well?
I most certainly did. I
Yeah,
hold up
I'll
my
be like, should
forearm.
we lock these guys up just in case they turn into hedge wolves?
Wait,
I'm not sure how that would work.
is that a thing? Like, can you turn into a hedge wolf?
Not that
Not
I
even if I
know
try.
of.
They're like werewolves, right? They bite you, and then at some point, usually that's like a once a moon thing. But is it full moon
Mr.
today?
Eastman, forgive me, but that's awfully closed-minded of you. Not every wolf creature has the same capabilities of a werewolf.
Okay, so this guy might not turn you into one. I would think if he did, and if he lived here, they would have turned everybody by now. So you're probably fine.
Interesting side note tangent. I don't know why this exists, but in Dungeons and Dragons, there's this thing called the wolfware, which is a wolf that pretends to be a human.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a thing. Anyway,
Wolf? Where?
yes.
Dean, while we're paused here for a second, I did just realize that I have a move that gives me an extra +1 question when I investigate a mystery. Would you mind if I ask another one about the creature from before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. I'm going to go for what can hurt it.
Okay. So here's what you recall learning about this. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and ingratiate into the scene. Imagine your character's like, but what can hurt it, right?
Yeah.
And the officer's like, well, I mean, I remember seeing the documentary when I was a kid. They said like something fairy something. Anyway, mint can hurt it.
Mint.
Yeah. Hold on. He's gonna rummage through a drawer and pull out like a VHS. It looks like it's been overplayed. Pop it into a TV and play it a bit. And Rafi, you'll recognize it as the documentary from earlier. And it's gonna go on a whole thing, which is like the hedge wolf is known as a type of fey creature, and the only thing can you hear that? I don't want to. I'm trying to put ambiance, but I'm probably fucking.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can hear it.
okay. The hedge wolf is a creature known in the Irish area, or is believed to be known from the Irish area, and many times they are affected by the natural world around them. It is believed that the mint plant or mint extract is what can hurt a hedge wolf. This is Lazy David Attenborough, and
Lazy Dave, they call him.
this is knockoff David Attenborough.
So I Googled mint and North America, and it turns out there is a Native American mint.
Oh.
So I'm going to drop that info into the chat.
Much appreciated. Oh, okay.
Mentha canadensis
is a species of native mint to North America from the Northwest Territories to central Mexico to the eastern parts of Asia from Siberia to Java and North America.
So this mint gets around.
Apparently.
I wish I was half as traveled as this mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never left the U.S. Geez, it's been all over the place. Okay. So yeah, the documentary mentions that mint is its weakness.
So it would seem we have to go urban.
Yes, it also suggests that its hideout would be away from water somewhere, because the mint grows around wet areas, or directly in the water. But it doesn't seem like an aquatic creature. It wasn't wet when we fought it, was it?
It was not wet.
Okay.
Officer Lawrence, do you perhaps know of any local caves or anything of the sort?
Yeah, hold on. He's gonna pull up another town. Let me see if I can find anywhere that wouldn't be near water where mint can grow.
I mean, it could be not that far, just as long as they probably wouldn't live right next to it if they're allergic to it or whatever.
Right. And I was trying to remember something and I have forgotten it. And I darn it, dag nabbit. This is why you don't memorize all of your DM notes. It's just a good idea to write down your DM notes once in a while.
So let's say there's a rocky, drier area in the middle of the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they built a skate park there. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? That's canon now. There's a skate park in the middle of this town, a Rocky skate park.
There's a skate park right next to a quarry, and if you go up the ramp too fast, you're just shooting.
Oh shit!
He's like, yeah, put over here. Is like, yeah, I mean, I think the best place that wouldn't have a lot of water in it would be kind of used to be like a rocky outcropping. The old town quarry would be the town skate park.
Okay, let's start there.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we I guess suit up, everyone, and
All
then
right.
we cut and does the cool suit up montage, tie shoes, yeah, cock the gun, bullet falls out because that's not what you're supposed to do it for, and
Yeah, I'm like flipping it open, tapping out the thing, tapping it back, flipping it closed, swirling it around. You know, safety on the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So you head towards the skate park.
Hold on. Hal, do you want to drive or should I?
I'll drive.
Okay. Pile into your Caprice or whatever.
Yeah.
So you head out to the skate park. The Officer Lawrence is going to go ahead and follow you with his squad car. He's not gonna. He doesn't have the lights going. Obviously, that would be a bad idea. As you arrive, you could tell that this particular skate park, as you're walking up, I'm gonna just like yes and off of what Jeff said. It's also like a water park connected to it on one side, because this town was meant to be a bit of a tourist town. Like it's not like Wild Water Six Flag kind of situation, but it's like like they got some dips and some slides, that kind of thing.
Maybe their mascot is a Bigfoot.
There you go. Yeah, the mascot is Bigfoot and
in a bikini.
And yeah.
So, do you remember when I used Occam's broadsword when I first saw the creature, and it said I gained +1 forward dealing with it?
Mm-hmm.
Could that let me prep something like narratively that might come in handy during the battle?
Yes.
Okay, because the way the ghost works is sort of fluid and chancy. So I think I look down as we walk up to the skate park and I see a thing of natural mint gum.
My God.
So just spat spearmint on the gun.
No, it's like a closed package. Like somebody bought it and then dropped it.
Okay. I'm gonna do a quick flashback, completely unnecessary. Earlier that day, there was a skate punk at the skate park. I just like, you know what? I've switched to Winter Fresh. He just throws it on the ground and walks away to huff. And hours later, here you are now with a pack of gum in hand and ready.
Cool. So I pick it up.
How convenient.
I pick it up and I open it up and I offer it to the gents.
I'll take a piece.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Officer Lawrence?
He'll take a piece. It's like, am I just chewing it? Okay.
Well, just save it if your breath gets dry or whatever, you know.
Sound advice. All right. Yeah.
And I'll chew
okay.
one.
All right. So I want to think of something funny. Bigfoot skate park? No. Of course, my improv skills die when I'm on the spot.
Oh, wait. What do they call it? I'm sorry.
It's a water
what do they
park
call it?
/ skate park, right?
Yeah. So like,
So isn't there kind of a skateboarding thing called Goofy Foot, where like you swap feet? So it'd be like Goofy Bigfoot.
yeah, you're 100% correct on both accounts. There you go.
Goofy Bigfoot's Wet and Wild Adventure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm writing that down. Hold on. Goofy Bigfoot's Wild Water Adventure. There we go. There we go. All right. I love it.
Sweet.
I love it. So yeah, welcome to Goofy Bigfoot's Wild Water Adventure. And it's just like there's a tagline that says we won't stomp out your fun. It is after dark. The staff has left. There are some lights still going, but they're just trying to like perimeter lights, kind of like parking lots, that kind of stuff.
Any kids skating?
Not at this late.
Okay.
As you arrive at the entrance, it is currently closed. So like the front gate is locked at the moment.
Is it just like a gate, or is it like a big door that we can't get through? Is it like a fence gate?
Yeah, it's like a fence gate. You could theoretically hop the fence if you need to.
Oh yeah, Hal's hopping that.
Yeah.
As you do, I go, Lawrence, you got keys to this place?
I mean, I believe so, in case of emergencies.
Yeah, because I don't want to jump that fence. Meanwhile, Hal's already over.
You see how just like live like the youth and drop to the ground.
Yeah, I think he's very nimble.
Right. Canonically, he is very nimble.
I think that falls under his weird stat.
Right. Just so yeah, he'll open up the cage. On a side note, I used to do this kind of stuff when I was a kid. I used to hop fences. I feel like the statute of limitations on trespassing have passed by now.
Yeah. You're not saying where you trespassed.
Yeah. Come at me multiple places I'm not going to name live on air. So yeah, you'll walk into into the skate park specifically, because not super near water, and you will the area is just vaguely lit so that if any security needs to get in, they can see fine enough. Where are you going from here, from the entrance?
I feel like, how big is the park? Is it in our best interest to split up and search over it in true Scooby-Doo fashion?
I will say that while there's some stuff that is obstructing your view, you can see the majority of the skate park from where you're at.
Okay. I'll go down into the half pipes and start checking things out, looking for any signs of a hedge wolf.
Doing some sweet tricks on the way. Got your birdhouse. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
And I will go to any sort of office or guard shack to look for paperwork.
I'm going to kind of closely look at the ground because I did get like a good stab on it with my scalpel, and so I'm just going to see if I see any like oily blood drips here and there, that kind of thing.
For you specifically, give me 1 second, just because you have a lead here. One moment. Go ahead and roll me an investigate a mystery, which is plus sharp.
Would that be me? So 10 minus 1, so 9 altogether.
9.
I mean, a lot of
Okay.
9s.
You get to ask one question. It's pinned in our Discord, the unofficial Discord, if you want, or I can read you the list, which is what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, and or what is being concealed here.
I'm going to see like ask what is being concealed here. Like, is there like a giant porcupine lair under the ramp?
Okay. So here's what we'll do. With that roll, you will notice a slight set of let's say blood marks, so to speak. What you will notice is the blood is the closest approximation because, quite frankly, it is sparkling a little. It's kind of like looking at a kaleidoscope, but in liquid form. As you are following the trail of this strange liquid, you will come across what looks like a bowl for like to dip into, or pool, whatever you want to call it, and with a hole in the bottom of it. There's actually some construction going on around it.
Holy cats. Could I like track down the others and let them know I may have found it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I may have found the beast's lair.
Excellent. Shall we track it?
I've
Go ahead,
come out
go
with
ahead.
a clipboard and I'm like reading I don't know, whoever runs that part of the park. I'm like flipping through reading it as we go.
It's I will say in the notepad, it's everything seems out of order. Everything seems fine. Go ahead and roll me a plus sharp just for reference. I may give you information based off of that.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. All right. So I'll treat it basically as the investigate mystery with the one question. And in this case is where they're being concealed here. It's not really being concealed, but what it's showing is that they recently started working on this particular bowl because we're finding cracks in the ground. And that, it's within the last like few days, they've been having to dig it out. But they've been hearing strange noises. The boss thinks nothing of it, but they've been hearing strange noises coming from the hole.
All right, officers, I think I know what's going on here. Whatever that earthquake thing is shifted loose this critter, and it created this hole to get into our general vicinity. Does that sound about right, Dr. Rafi?
Sounds correct to me.
I look a little bit insulted that you went to Rafi instead of me. But I stay quiet about it.
You just see how that. Yeah. All right.
I would like to read a bad situation.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
That'll be a 10 for me.
These rolls.
I know,
These
right?
These
Jeez.
rolls, my people. My people, these rolls.
We're not getting any experience. We're just succeeding.
That's
Well, we'll get some at the end.
you just win so much. All right. On a 10 plus, you get to hold 3.
Okay.
What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what is the best way to protect victims? And if you act on any of these answers, you get a +1 ongoing while the information is relevant.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go for, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Currently, you do not see any dangers.
Okay. And I'm assuming our best way in is the hole.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So can I save my third one for when we're in more immediate danger?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. All right. So I just have that +1 going forward.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for it. So you can hold on to that question until you want to use it.
Excellent.
As long as it's relevant to the situation,
All right.
All right. So what are you all going to do in this situation?
I think I'm gonna draw my my shotgun and slowly make my way towards the hole.
Officer Lawrence will also take his shotgun and follow Hal's lead.
All right. Are there any like big rocks on the ground around the hole?
Yeah. There's some like concrete
Cool.
stones.
I'm gonna pick up a good sized one and just kind of toss it in, trying to bounce it off the walls, see if that seems to startle anything inside.
Okay. So you toss it down. You hear like it lands. Oh, okay. It lands, and then you will hear a low growl coming from down the hole, and then but the ground does sound like it's moving away currently.
Got it.
As soon as Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna turn back to everyone and just put a finger to my lips, and then kind of wave everyone forward.
As soon as I hear the sound, I rummage around in my bag and I pull out. I have a ghost hunting kit, so one of those things is a tape recorder, and I hold up the little mic on the end of a cord.
Okay, so right. In this case, I have to ask because while I am no longer in that type of field, I was at one point into ghost hunting. Are you using a like a machine that is just recording sound, or using like an EMF, which is a static reader device kind of situation? Like what's the machine?
Whatever would have existed in 1997 for that sort of thing. I'm thinking just a tape recorder, but one of
Probably,
those
yeah,
things.
like a micro cassette recorder. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
it's marketed as it picks up extra frequencies, but who knows if it really does. They might have been lying to me at the spy store.
Right. All right, so we'll just say it's kind of like you got a tape recorder situation going on, just basically recording the background audio.
I've got those steel Memorexes, that like supposedly sound like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Paying top dollar for that money for those equipments. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rafi, what are you doing in this situation?
I'm going to kind of hold out a hand to halt everybody real quick and say, gentlemen, before we go in, a bit of medical advice. Hypothetically speaking, if you should get stabbed by a large spear-like quill, don't just yank it out. That's just what they do on television. That's actually quite bad for you. Just leave it in until you can receive medical attention.
The whole time you're saying that, Hal is just kind of looking at you like,
I was keeping my voice down.
I give a thumbs up.
cool. As we proceed forward, Hal is going to take the piece of mint gum out of his mouth and just kind of rub it around the edges, the end of his shotgun, so that if the bullet goes through it, it's going to, pick up some of that mint essence, hopefully.
Right. It's buckshot brought to you by Spearmint Gum.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll just collect
right.
a whole bunch of saliva and sort of dribble it down the muzzle.
Sorry. That sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Real quick before I proceed, normally we would end in about 9 minutes. If it's all right with you three, I want to go ahead and continue and at least finish the encounter that's about to come up.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm into it.
All right. So you drop down into the hole. It's not very long. It's maybe 10 feet. If you're smart about it, you can drop out without issues. And it is a little dark in here, but luckily the Officer Lawrence does have his flashlight on him, so I'll go ahead and you guys don't have to worry about it. You all don't have to worry about it. Excuse me. And you proceed forward. As you go down this cave. Excuse me. As you're going down this cave hallway, which does not look it's made by the company. You could tell by the wall, the scratching on the walls. This was done not by like a construction company. You eventually come across, and I'll give you an opportunity, so it's not like it's straight into the encounter situation, but you will come across what looks like a rotund, if you will, a big open area and in the center of it currently, licking its wound is the I can't freaking remember the name of the creature that I named, so I apologize.
Hedgewolf.
Thank you. Jeez, I need to write everything down in these situations. All right. So you're coming across a hedgehog currently licking the wound that it had received earlier from Rafi's scalpel.
All right. As soon as I see it, I have a hand up, signaling everyone to stop behind me, and I have my my shotgun kind of trained on it.
All right. What's the first move?
I'm gonna kind of look back at everybody, give a nod, and then I'm gonna take the shot.
Oh, can I try
Okay.
to stop you?
Sure.
I'll kind of put my hand out and like frantic look, and then I'll say, I think we should observe it for a bit. Maybe even try to talk to it.
Well,
I'm just gonna give you a very quizzical look there.
Hey, Hal, if you want, this is also be a decent opportunity to use your hold you have.
My hold, yes, okay. Thank you for reminding me of that. So, what's my best way out?
Okay, so you will notice two exits: the one you came from, and then one to the left of the hedge wolf. So
Got it.
the best way out would be the way you came from, but you'll notice a separate exit as well.
Got it. Okay.
And let's see here. Before we proceed into combat, someone give me an investigate a mystery.
I can do that because I get the +1 if we're all okay with that.
Yeah.
All right.
You seem like the natural investigator I've ever seen.
Well, you say that now. I did just roll a 6, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark experience. But does that +1 still apply? Do I still get the 1?
Yes. So we'll go ahead and mark it. You do hit a 7.
Okay.
Normally I would just do it. Actually, you know what? No. Do it. You have advantage. So roll an additional d6 and not take the higher of the 3 dice.
Okay.
Because this could.
It doesn't change anything.
Okay.
I rolled 2 2s the first time, and I have a +2 sharp, and then I just rolled another 2. So, does that count as another failure?
No, it'll be the same failure, but that was. I mean,
All
the dice did not want you to have the roll that time.
They sure didn't. So I still get my 1 question though. So I guess what is being concealed here is probably the most important thing.
So
thinking in the sense of like, are there more than one creature here that I just don't see?
All right. Here's what I'm going to give you with that. You will notice 2 things. One, much like what I had told Rafi earlier, the blood, I'm using air quotes for the audio version, blood, is not red or green or blue. It's opalescent in an almost what's the term I used? It shifts in color constantly based off of of light. Kaleidoscope. It's very kaleidoscope like.
Mm-hmm.
And it does look like that, as weird as this may sound, it is protecting. Well, it is not protecting. Excuse me. It is standing in front of what looks like maybe like a bed, and there's something on the bed besides the creature.
Okay. So I guess I'll quietly point at the bed and see if anyone has any kind of reaction to that.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the doctor thinks we should do, shoot or whatnot.
If it has a victim on that bed, like if it's kidnapped someone or something, I think we should try and draw the fight away from the bed if possible. and not just start firing at it just in case there's an innocent person.
All right, so what I'm going to do then is I think I'm going to try and kick a rock to lure it away from the bed.
Oh.
Okay, so you're trying to get more towards where the party is at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would this count as like a protect someone roll?
Yeah, let's do a protect someone roll, which is plus tough. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Before you kick it, would it be possible to get to the other exit to cover it so it can't escape?
Okay.
I'm asking Dean if one could
I
get over
see.
there stealthily, or if it would make too much noise or be seen or whatever.
I'll give you this. You theoretically could get to the other exit, but I will need from whomever does it an act under pressure roll.
Okay. Yeah, once it starts coming this way, I'll run over there, and then y'all can open fire.
Okay, so I'll kick the rock, I'll roll protect someone, and then you can dash over.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Shit, I failed again. That's a 5.
All right. So you kick the rock. Let's say you kick the rock. You kind of misjudged a bit, and it landed on its paw. It's paw, and it's just going to it's going to do what you want. But the hard move is in this particular case is that it's going to start combat by focusing on you specifically.
Okay. So as soon as it hits the paw, is it turned around like focused on me?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna fire.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
Cool.
All right.
And I'll run to the other exit.
All
right.
Yeah. Go ahead and do the kick some ass, and then we'll Jeff. Here in a moment, I'll need to act under pressure.
Okay. I got a 7.
Okay.
And I'm using my shotgun, which does 3 harm, close, messy.
Okay. So you blast off your shotgun. The explosion of the powder can be heard throughout the entire cave. Very loud, by the way. And it will pepper the hedge wolf, and then as it does so, it's going to like reel back, and then using the back of its paw to kind of like swing at you. You're going to take 2 harm.
I do have a move that the first time harm is inflicted upon me during a mystery, it is halved, so I will actually take 1.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
And we'll try and keep some like semblance of order just for my sake as the keeper here. So like we don't have to have an initiative. I'm just saying we'll do a general order.
Yeah.
Jeff, go ahead and do your act under pressure in this situation.
Okay, I got an 8. So I have a question about my luck. I have a thing called higher power. It says you get an extra luck. I'm wondering if that's at character creation or if that's at every session.
Well, because it doesn't go into a lot of details, I think for balance sake, it may be at character creation only because luck, quite frankly, is a very good system, but should have a limited resource as a pool.
Gotcha. So I used that one last time. So this time I'm going to use it, and I'll have to click a box on my sheet here. And
all right.
As a searcher special, when I spend a point of luck, your first encounter comes up in play. It could be a flashback, new occurrence, or related event. So I'm running across the cave floor, like slipping and sliding or whatever, and something related to the creature that killed my wife happens in that moment. I don't know what it would be.
Okay. In this particular situation, here's what would happen. We're gonna flashback back here to the night in which it occurred. Let's say that you were at home, right, at this time. It's probably 8 o'clock at night. How long ago do you think her death was?
I think I said 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a sabbatical from my job while I deal with it.
Gotcha. So 6 months have passed, or 6 months prior. You're at home. Dinner was made by who you choose. The day's winding down. And then in her office, because much like you, she's a person of education. You will hear a scream coming out from her office.
Okay, I rush over there. I'm all logy because I had a drink after work and I passed out in front of the TV.
In the room, standing above her as she is on the ground, is this creature that, well, let's put it this way. Above her is standing this creature. In the room itself, it looks like reality was more of a veil situation. There's ripples going around in the air around you. You can feel the ripples in there. And there's this creature. Now, what did you imagine this creature looked like?
I thought it was sort of shrouded in shadow with bits of like green flame here and there, almost like it itself is a window into somewhere else.
Okay.
Either it has cloak armor or it is something totally alien.
So in the room, when the air is rippling, you will see what looks like a fold in space itself. There's this rift in what would be reality type of thing you'd only see in like 50s, 60s, B movies, that kind of thing. And obviously back then, not made very well. In the background of this area is nothing but darkness, and shrouded above them is above your wife is a like bipedal figure shrouded in the darkness of this realm. Is not They have not fully stepped out at this point, but you can see out of the shadow is a clawed hand that was pointing at your wife, and right around on the forearm, like a bit below the wrist, is a cut mark, which you could tell via the scene. It was caused by your wife whenever she was surprised. Took a letter opener to him, and dripping from that arm is instead of blood, is much like the one that everyone else is seeing currently, where it's like a kaleidoscope. There's a dripping light, a dripping material that shifts color depending on the light around it, and the hand will retreat at that moment.
Okay, so as I slide into the opening to the other exit and I'm fumbling with my weapon, I like have this flashback and I look at the creature's wrist. Is it scarred?
As you look at the creature's wrist, it does not look scarred from here. Like, it doesn't look. And besides the one it received earlier tonight, it's not, like, you could tell it's not this creature.
Okay, great. That's
Cool.
it for me.
Okay.
Cool flashback.
Yeah, totally.
And the
Thank
point
you.
of luck.
Sorry
was
about your
to-
wife.
Yeah, the point of luck was to avoid all harm. To
Right.
basically get out of its way. Well,
Right. That makes sense. Rafi, go ahead. What would you like to do in this situation?
At this point, can I see what figure is on the bed? Like, is that kind of obvious from where we're standing, or is it still kind of a mystery?
It is still kind of a mystery. Let me see here. Oh, what you can do in this situation, how about a read a bad situation,
Okay.
which is plus sharp.
$10.
Nice.
I have a -1 to my sharp.
Like, no, don't get it. Sorry, don't get it wrong. That's a good thing, but at the same time, it's like, oh, it's hard to build up tension when everything just goes right.
Let me tell you, I hate joining a new game and then getting like a really lucky streak. I hate it. I'm like,
It's all right. I was there earlier,
Yeah.
but now I'm not doing well.
My luck will turn around, I'm sure.
well, it's the opposite of under promise, over deliver. It's
Yeah.
like you're over delivering. Wait. You're delivering too well at the beginning. So now we'll
It's
always
like- Now you
be
need
like,
to
what the
roll
hell's
it
wrong
back.
with you when you screw up?
Yeah.
Roll it back. Yeah, it's like beginner's luck.
There you go.
Okay, so I can either provide one of the answers and you can ask the other two if you want, or you can ask all three, depending on what your preference is. Your choices are: what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
Yeah, that's the one I'd like to know. Like, what's the best way to protect the victims, specifically whoever is on this bed? Yeah.
Okay. So in this particular case, you can tell based off of the character's reactions, both prior and as it is currently, that it does think, and much like a normal wolf would might, and that if you agitate it right in some way, shape, or form, then just agitating it to get it away from the creature would probably be the best way to do it.
Okay.
You could probably tell that like Az is on the right track at the moment because he's kind of made Hal's kind of made has gotten the creature's attention, but it's not like a finished situation to get it safe, to get the person safe. You don't have to ask the other two questions right now if you want. You can hold on to them.
I'll just go ahead and hold on. Yeah.
Okay. And if you act upon that bit of information, best way to protect the victim, you do get advantage.
Okay, I think in that case I would want to like start attacking it and like drawing the attention towards me.
All right. How are you attacking the creature?
I'm going to pull my trusty golden scalpel out of the bag and start trying to stab at its, hopefully like its face, where there's like the least amount of spines. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some kick some ass, which is plus tough.
Alrighty. Six. That I got 2 2s on.
Well, go ahead and mark experience.
Okay.
It is peaks and valleys today, everyone.
Yeah.
So you try slashing at it with your golden scalpel. The creature does manage to like duck under at the last moment and does swipe at you with its claw. You're going to take 2 harm.
Okay.
What is your harm at currently?
My harm is now at 4 total, so I guess that would make me unstable.
Yes.
Okay.
Rafi is not looking good currently.
Mm.
Let's go ahead. There's no particular order, but if you want to repeat it, next up would be Hal.
Is Officer Lawrence doing anything?
That's a good point. My apologies. Let's go ahead.
All good.
Let me get a dice generator just because I forgot to get one. I didn't bring up my dice yet, so.
Did Lawrence take any gum?
Yes.
I think he's chewing it.
He is chewing it, yeah.
I'm going to yell at him to use the gum in whatever he does.
Okay, yeah. He's just gonna like, okay, so he's gonna grab some of the gum and just kind of like rim the shotgun a bit, and then take a shot at him. He rolled a mixed success. He rolled like an 8, so he will go ahead and do 3 harm. And when that happens, the creature's gonna like whip, like when it gets pelted with the bullets, it's gonna like whip back, kind of stand on its hind legs and just come down on him, and also does 2 harm.
Yikes.
Okay. Right. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna run over to Danny and try and get some more, like at least 3 sticks of gum out of the package
Okay, sure.
real quick.
I put the gun in my pocket and then start unwrapping gum for you.
Cool. I'm gonna on this turn. I'm going to put 3 pieces of gum in my mouth and chew them as fast as I can, while taking another shot with. I'm going to use my revolver this time because I feel like I haven't reloaded the shotgun yet.
Okay.
So I'll just do another kick some ass. Good God. 2.
catching up with us.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You got really quiet, Jayme. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay.
I did just level up though.
Hey, that's great. Let's say that for the end of combat. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, go ahead. Leveling up's not that.
All right.
Not that hard.
I'm gonna click off take another special agent move, and I'm gonna get crack shot, which is you don't miss and you know where to aim to do the most damage. When you inflict harm, add +1.
Nice.
Cool.
I just feel like that's probably the most helpful right now.
Yeah.
And so realizing he's taken my spot, I'll put the gum in my pocket, pull out the gun, and run and check on the prisoner.
All right. Real quick before we...
I think protect someone is the move.
Yeah. Give me just a second, because in this particular case...
yeah, I have to take some damage now, I think.
Oh, yes.
Here's what I'll say in this particular case. You go to shoot your gun, and maybe just because you wrong bullet or it hasn't been cleaned in a while, the gun does jam, and the creature is gonna go ahead and wallop you with this claw for an additional 2 harm.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead and roll your protect someone.
Okay. Sorry I'm interrupting so much. I'm just so geeked up on this this game here. I got a 5 minus 1. That's a 4.
Oh, buddy. So you go to the person on in the creature's like bedding, right? And then the person, you could tell that they're not conscious. They're kind of not close to death, but on like death's door sort of situation. As you do to try to protect someone, though, the creature is going to see that you're basically messing with its food, and it's going to swing at you for 2 harm.
Oh, Jesus. Oh God! Ah!
I hear Dan calling out and start frantically chewing gum and reloading my shotgun.
All right, nice. Rafi, what do you want to do in this situation?
I'm just going to hopefully stab the beast again and get away from. I'm sorry, Jeff. Your character Danny, kind of get it away from eating Danny if possible. So I guess that'd be kick some ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. Okay. So wow. Okay. So this is 10 plus 2, so 12.
Sick.
Jesus. Okay, so until you take advanced abilities, you can't use those. But what you do is you do your harm and an additional ability. So you can either take one forward or give one forward to another hunter, which basically means that you can either get advantage on your next roll or give another hunter advantage on the next roll. You inflict terrible harm, which does an additional +1 harm. You suffer 1 less harm in the response, or you force them where you want them.
Ooh. So did you say that I wouldn't get the advanced because I got a 12?
It's not that. The enhanced effects are something you have to buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Actually, you know what? Hold up. I want to board the audience because I haven't checked this particular role ability in a while. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I think it's if you get more than a 12, you can pick an enhanced effect. Okay. So if like you rolled a nat 12 and then you had like plus whatever.
Okay.
Okay,
I could be wrong. Oh, go ahead, Dean.
We'll go ahead and treat it like that for now. I'm gonna double check the roll for that for the next roll, just because I don't want to like hurt the combat cohesion as it is.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'll go ahead and I'll try and give the advantage to another hunter. I'll go ahead and give it to Hal, since they're both kind of engaged in up close combat right now.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So you take a shot with your gun. He's gonna go ahead and take a swing at you with his back claw. That particular situation, which you will have to take another 2 harm, which you are not doing well.
Oh, and then real quick, so would me and the werewolf monster both exchange harm from that last 12 I got?
Yeah, you would both exchange harm. You
Okay.
can, as an extra effect, instead of giving plus forward, you can also just reduce the harm by 1. Do another situation.
I'll just go ahead. I'm looking pretty beat up, but I'll go ahead and pass the advantage there.
Okay.
And then it would take a 3 harm for my scalpel. Okay.
All right. It is not looking good for reference. Not looking good at all.
All right. So, with that, you're done, right, Jayme?
Yes.
Cool. I am going to take the huge wad of mint gum out of my mouth and just stuff it down the barrel of my shotgun and take aim right at the hedge wolf's heart.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
And I have advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. So that first one was an 8. Actually, a 7 because I have -1 tough. And so I just roll an extra d6. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Now that is going to be an 11.
Yeah.
Wait.
Fuck yeah.
Did you roll? Oh, never mind. You're doing it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll take the 11.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I got to ask you, because you did get a 10 plus, you can give forward to, or you can give forward to another hunter or yourself, inflict additional +1 harm, suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them.
I am going to inflict an extra harm for a total of 4.
Yeah.
All right. So the good news is you will not be taking additional harm this round because the creature dies.
Sick. I had a feeling.
Now I'm gonna try and keep this consistent. Whenever you all kill the bad guy of the arc, hey Hal, how do you want to kill the creature?
Actually, I just remembered I took crack shot, so technically that was a total of 5 harm. That was a 5 harm shotgun blast right there.
Oh,
Nice.
So I super killed this hedge wolf.
you really did.
So I'm picturing almost in a cartoonish style because there's this huge wad of gum in the end of my shotgun. It almost like Looney Tunes style, like balloons up a little bit, and then just like all of the buckshot is now stuck together because it is all gummed up, and it just directly pierces right where I was hoping to, right on the hedge wolf.
Nice. Very nice.
And it all happens in slow-mo. It's really cool.
Right.
And they got like a specialty animator, so it's like 60 frames a second.
Right. They got Zack Snyder to film this specific scene.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm definitely down. So
and I say, I'll see you in hell.
Nice. So as it makes contact, the creature is gonna like stand there and kind of stare at you, and you'll see the light from its eyes just kind of dim as it collapses to the ground. It starts dissipating. To give like a close approximation, like when like I'm sure you've seen it, but the scene in Infinity War when everyone got snapped, it's like that. The creature starts dusting, but it's very colorful. The light that's coming out the flashlight is reflecting amongst all the dust, so in the room is being lit up by several lights across the whole room.
Ooh.
It's like taking a kaleidoscope and then like putting a flashlight into it, but it's like a disco ball at this point. It's like hitting a flashlight with a disco ball, hitting a disco ball with a flashlight. Excuse me. The whole room lights up as multiple lights are seen across the entire room. as the creature
Well-
dissipates.
While this is happening, Hal lifts up the collar of his trench coat over his mouth, and he goes, "Don't breathe this."
Okay, I'll try to cover up the victim's face.
Yeah. So,
All right. This is great. I would say this is a good place to call it at this very moment. We'll continue on this scene a bit the next session, which will be presuming nothing happens as life does on the 25th.
Okay.
We'll continue for that scene, and then we'll for a bit, and then we'll skip like a couple days ahead of time.
Sweet.
So
sounds good.
everyone can be like repaired, like healed and repaired and whatnot. But I think we're good for this one. I would like to thank our viewers for watching, and I would like to thank our players for playing. Thank you all for being here.
And I'd like to
Thank
thank our keeper for keeping.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Keep
Thank
on
you.
keeping on.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. I think we're all good. So thank you for watching the stream. If you are,
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Definitely.
So I think
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
like, comment, subscribe.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Smash the like button. I've never got to say that. Sorry, Jeff, you were gonna say something.
Oh yeah, we're running over, so we can skip it for now. But I think we should take a few minutes every time to do likes and wishes. So like,
Oh yeah.
if there's anything that really moved you or excited you, as a whole, the keeping was very good today. So I wanted to give it a shout out.
For sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do one for everyone. First, I like Rafi as a character. He's pretty fun. Like,
Thank you.
I may still him as a character I will play in a later campaign. To be
Oh,
honest,
nice. That's awesome.
Jeff, I
Rafi's very fun.
I genuinely enjoy your pacifist character because it's like, yeah, he's there, but he's not the fighter. He's not a fighter, and that doesn't get played a lot in games. That doesn't mean you weren't useful in the fight. It's just you were not fighting, and you don't see a lot of pacifists in games. It's pretty cool. I like that genuinely.
He's not technically. He just doesn't want any of the monsters to hurt him.
That's so fair.
And
that would be
shooting
me.
tends to
Yeah.
draw their eye.
Stay back as far as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I 100% get that. And as I really there's a lot what I liked about everyone's character. I like how you killed the fucking hedge wolf. To be honest,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I like
Gum.
inventive. Yeah, I like inventive ways of killing. Like evil
I always
creatures.
try to think of something interesting.
I appreciate it. It
Yeah.
makes the whole thing good.
Hell yeah.
Thank you everyone. You all did a great job today.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
All right.
That's awesome.
Well, good night. Good morning. What all?
Good day.
Yeah.
What's that thing? I'm gonna quote Truman Show because why not?
Here we go. You guys are gonna love this.
You're building this way more than it's worth. Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
There it is. Yeah. Woo. Good show, everyone.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Good show.
I'm stopping it now.